Hi, welcome to Student Wellbeing's Stress Shrinkage presentation. This is a brief presentation that addresses 5 key areas to help you shrink your stress. The 5 key areas are exercise and movement, be organized, time it, get out of your head, and ride the wave. Hopefully, you can make small changes now to reduce the impact that stress has on you. Remember, stress and anxiety are a part of life. We can't magically make it disappear. Also, when you realize why you are stressed, it shows that you really care about something. Let's get started. So, the first key area is movement and exercise. This is so important to our body and mind, and it can help improve our sleep and motivate us to eat more healthy foods. There's plenty of evidence that shows that exercise improves our mental health, increases our motivation, and reduces stress. It can boost dopamine and serotonin levels, which make humans feel great. So try to get moving at least once a day. Check out this video.
Perhaps it was the long sunny days, or a way for different cultures to connect. But the idea of getting out there and having a crack has always brought out the best in Australians. We became known as a great sporting nation. Then something changed. We became spectators instead of participants, so busy looking at our screens that we stopped looking after ourselves. It's not healthy. Right now, we need to start moving again as though our lives depend on it. Let's move our activity levels from barely there to bursting with life. Let's target at least 30 minutes of heart rate raising physical activity a day. Because if we don't move it, we lose it. Search Find Your 30.
The second key component is be organised. Organisation and time management sounds all rather dull and boring, but it's really worth the effort. It can help reduce stress and anxiety and in turn improve your well-being and increase your motivation. And you're going to get more out of every day. So there are a few simple ways to get organised. It's good to have your goal in mind. What is it that you're aiming for? Ask yourself what brought you to university and write it down somewhere prominent. Keep your goal or purpose in mind. Plan your semesters around what you can control. Take a look at the semester and plan your study. Break it down into weeks. Pull all your commitments in and try to follow it. Sometimes that's the hard part, actually getting it done. So the key to that is to write a daily to-do list. If you only do one of these strategies, make it the daily to-do list. It's really important, it's simple and highly effective. Write a list the night before or in the morning. Make sure you tick off each activity as you get through it, because that can also help your motivation and it gives you a sense of achievement. If the list is too overwhelming, break it down into smaller and smaller chunks. Being organised is a key component to stress shrinkage. Another key component is time it. Most people can focus well in small time chunks. Know exactly what you will study from your daily to-do list and then do so for 20 to 30 minutes and then have a brief break. This allows for more productive study and more focus in each session. You can try the Pomodoro technique. Search for it online or check out this short description. Make sure you remove all your devices so you can focus on each Pomodoro. The next key area is about our thoughts. We need to get out of our head. Often we're stuck in our head being bossed around by our thoughts, and then we miss out on what we are doing. We lose focus and concentration. Our mind is so powerful, it often talks us out of doing things like studying or exercising. So it's really important to try to get out of your head. We can practice this in many ways. Our minds are really good at hooking us in with an interesting thought or a story or worry. So the power of now allows us to notice when that's happening. Try some of these techniques to unhook yourself from those unhelpful thoughts. You could give your mind a name. For example, oh, there's worry Wendy again, or thanks for that, bossy Barry. You could try thanking your mind. If your mind tells you something unhelpful, try to acknowledge it by saying, well, thanks, mind, I've heard that one before. And then return your focus to the present and get back to your study or go and do something that is important to you. Try to create some distance between you and your thoughts. You could simply try saying, I'm noticing I'm having the thought that I don't want to study. You can have that thought and you can still study. Try to get out of your head, notice your thoughts, and then do something. Keep moving towards what's really important to you, even if it is a tiny step. These steps will add up to completing your goal.
Exercise 6, being mindful of your thoughts. So if everybody could have a pen and paper nearby, I'm going to ask you just to count your thoughts over the next minute. So every time you have a thought, I just want you to make a mark on your piece of paper. So the thought can be anything. It can be even, I don't have a thought. And just notice it and make any mark on your paper. So at the end, you can count up how many marks there are to let you know how many thoughts you had in 1 minute. So when you're ready, start counting your thoughts now. Okay, stop there. And just take a few moments to count up how many thoughts you had, how many marks you put on the piece of paper. And when you've counted up all your thoughts, I'd like you to multiply the number of thoughts you had by 60. And that will give you how many thoughts you have in 1 hour. After you've done this, if you wish, multiply that total by 12. And this will give you how many thoughts you may have in 1 day. How many of these thoughts will you notice for the rest of the day?
Humans have thousands of thoughts. Which ones will you pay attention to? Our next key area is ride the wave. We all experience discomfort, anxiety, stress, sadness, anger. At times, they are very overwhelming. They are a little bit like a wave. We can't stop the wave, but we can ride it. We can learn to ride it well, and eventually it will dissipate. It may still be uncomfortable, but it will pass. Our thoughts and feelings come and go constantly all our life, and we can get so caught up in them and bossed around by them, and we try and fight them and run away from them. They really just show that we care about something deeply. Try to be a little kinder to yourself. Say hello to your feelings with some curiosity and care. Let them be there because they're there anyway. And try to focus on what really matters to you. You can take action towards what's important to you, towards your values, and be willing to take those feelings with you without fighting them or hiding from them. The more you focus on what's important to you and take action towards that in the present, the more fulfilling your days and life will be. Feelings are like the seasons. And here is a video from iBobbly from the Black Dog Institute demonstrating this.
Our feelings come and go, like the seasons. We have the wet season, sudden storms, big rain, thunder, rivers breaking their banks, a bit like how we feel sometimes, unsettled by strong emotions, angry and sad. And like the rivers, our heart is breaking. Then we have the cold season. The earth rests and recoups. The days are still and clear. Some animals hibernate, dew forms, and the mornings are damp and fresh. We sometimes feel like this too. We rest. We start to feel a little clearer, a little more able to weather the storms. Then the hot season starts. Long days, the animals and plants are awake, everything warms up, clear skies and brilliant sunsets. Sometimes we feel like this, truly alive. But then the heat takes its toll and the earth starts to turn brown. The humidity increases and so do the storms and the wet returns. Like the seasons, our own thoughts and feelings also change over time. And while it can be really hard to deal with the bad times, remember that just like the seasons, your feelings will come and they will go.
Our feelings will come and they will go. Awareness and noticing is the key to seeing when the feelings come and go. How do we get better at noticing this? These are skills and it does take practice and we need to keep doing them. Start now and don't wait for the next time that you're stressed or overwhelmed. Do it often. You can explore the iBobbly app or the Smiling Mind app. You can also practice without an app. Next time you wash your hands, just notice what your mind is telling you and try to focus all your attention on what you're doing. You might say, "Thanks, mind," and then concentrate on the feel of the water or the smell of the soap. Or when you're listening to music, spend the first 30 seconds really paying attention to different aspects of the music, listening to the instruments or the vocals or the rhythm. When you're making something like a cup of tea or you're getting some water, notice what you're doing. Notice the sounds, the sights, and the smells. So try to shrink your stress in these 5 key areas: exercise and movement, be organized, focus, get out of your head, and ride the wave. These have flow-on effects to other related areas. Give it a go. You can make changes now which can impact how you study and perform throughout university and beyond. We hope you found something useful in this presentation that can help you get focused on your studies and improve your well-being and shrink your stress. Student Wellbeing is here for you. For personal wellbeing information, search personal support on the university's website or scan the QR code. Thank you and all the best with your studies and shrinking your stress.